Annabelle and I am 6. I live in Coton.
And what does Coton have?
House martins.
Look.
Yeah, loads of them.
And do you like them?
Yeah.
And do you think everybody should protect them?
Yeah.
They started off with a natural nest that they made themselves, and then I went through a phase of not liking them very much because of the droppings and the dirt and so on. And then I kind of came to my senses and realised it was a real privilege to have them, and I've loved them ever since. And I just feel what I've learnt this year is the reason why they're here, because they need food. And my garden is all right, it's not bad. And then over the back fence there were allotments, and they're interesting. And then, of course, I began to realise it's Anna's property at the back there, the old orchard, that makes it quite a big area for these little house martins to go and forage for food. And I think if we didn't have the orchard and we didn't have the allotments, they wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have enough to support them.
I'm Bridget. I'm not 6, but I do live in Coton and I have house martins on my house. So Bridget, here we are in your amazing flower garden, which I think just 6 months ago was a patch of mud. Mud, yeah, just mud. And so now it's full of things that hopefully will make good insects. So the point was that your good soil made good plants, and with these good plants I have generated a lot of insects, and hopefully the house martins amongst other birds will be enjoying those insects. And once the flowers are finished, the house martins won't, but the other birds will be able to enjoy the sunflowers.
Absolutely, in the autumn. So
yeah,
it goes on and on.
So it goes on and on. Once they've left, something will be enjoying it. So after we've got really good soil, we can use that soil to produce things that will attract insects.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's the purpose of this piece of allotment. And I've really done well on the black fly.
Have you? What, you mean you've got no black fly?
No, I've got millions of them.
Ah, well done.
I've got loads of black fly, and then I've got loads of ladybirds that followed the black fly. So I think we've got plenty of insects, plus the pollinators in the cosmos and in the cornflowers. They seem to love both of those. When the poppies were out, that was just teeming with bees. The sunflowers have got all those little pollen beetles in them. So I think we've done pretty well on insects in this allotment. And the other allotment holders don't seem to have minded.
One day in September, there isn't any chattering and there isn't any noise and there's nobody flying through the air, and you feel sad because they've gone back to Africa.
It's a long way to go, isn't it?
It's a really long way to go.